Now, an NDTV special report, a former Indian Army major who got into an argument with airline staff was shocked when they threatened to brand him a terrorist if he didn't back down just because he was a Muslim. This story reveals the sort of religious prejudice that many Indians still face.
I've looked after the security of the country and I'm proud of that fact. I'm very proud to be a Muslim. At the same time, I'm very proud to be an Indian. And I'm very proud that I'm a former major from the army who knows the rules and regulations. I'm well educated.
32-year-old Mohammad Ali Shah, a former army major who served in Jammu and Kashmir and the Northeast, is a hurt and angry man today. A hurt that he says he's never experienced so far. A religious prejudice he says he didn't even know existed. Ali grew up as the son of a senior military officer, Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah, a proud Fauji who fought in the 71 war between India and Pakistan, and retired as the Deputy Chief of the Army. Today, Ali's father is the Vice Chancellor of the Aligarh Muslim University and incidentally also the elder brother of one of India's most respected actors, Naseeruddin Shah. As a Fauji who now works in the corporate sector, Ali says he never paid much attention to his religion until last month. On 28 June, Ali was getting set to depart on a SpiceJet flight SG893 from Delhi to Guwahati when suddenly he was asked to deplane. Surprised, he clambered down the plane steps to find his check-in bag lying open on the tarmac. SpiceJet said the lock had come open and needed to be identified. As the two argued over how the bag had come apart, the plane took off without him. An angry Ali says in the ensuing argument between the SpiceJet staff and him, he was targeted for being Muslim and told his name was enough to get him into trouble.
Your name is Ali Shah, right? We'll say you are a terrorist and we'll say you are causing a security threat to the aircraft. That's why we deboarded you. Not all Muslims are terrorists, mind you that. And I'm an Indian before I'm a Muslim.
According to the legal notice sent by him to SpiceJet, with copies of the complaint also sent to India's airline regulator, as well as the country's Minorities Commission, Ali's lawyer writes, "My client objected to being threatened and blackmailed. SpiceJet employees replied that all he had to do was to report that my client had been posing a security threat to the flight, and given my client's Muslim name, nobody would doubt the report." Even after what happened, Ali says he was ready to forgive and forget after SpiceJet initially apologized and offered him a free ticket the very next day. But when he arrived to catch the flight a second time, he alleges that the airline demanded a letter as a precondition for flying, in which he would have to say it was his own misconduct that saw him being forced off the plane.
You will have to give us a letter in writing saying SpiceJet Airlines did not board you out of the aircraft because of your baggage being found tampered and opened and ransacked, or opened accidentally, whatever. You don't have to mention your baggage. And don't mention about racial. They were very clear about that. Don't mention the racial slurs. They're very clear. Just mention SpiceJet deboarded you from the aircraft yesterday because of my own personal misconduct.
Denying the allegation of religious prejudice by any of its staff members, SpiceJet has dismissed Ali's allegations as incorrect, inaccurate, and an incomplete version of the entire incident. Throwing the onus on Ali Shah for what happened on the tarmac, SpiceJet says it took repeated requests for Ali Shah to come down from the aircraft. Ali Shah refused to identify its baggage and contents. Instead, SpiceJet says Ali Shah started taking photographs on his mobile phone despite it being illegal and prohibited. SpiceJet says the only letter the airline sought from Ali is a letter confirming that he had deleted the phone visuals. And finally, the SpiceJet statement says Ali is seeking to give a religious color to the incident to justify his illegal actions.
I had no proof with me, that why they are deboarding me. They'll make some allegation on me, and that they had already deboarded me. They had already deboarded me for having a Muslim name. I immediately, to have a proof, took out my mobile phone. What else do? I'm cornered. Because of my family, I come from a respectable family. We've had an illustrious background, yeah. Thereafter, if somebody is accusing me because of my name to be a security threat, at that point of time, what am I supposed to do? I'm helpless.
The National Minorities Commission says Ali Shah's complaint needs further investigation. After receiving a formal complaint from Ali, The chairman of the body says an official notice has been sent to SpiceJet to explain.
If, in fact, this of course is yet to be seen, questions were raised because of his background, because of his religious faith, on his patriotism, then that is a question which is highly condemnable, reprehensible, and the Commission will certainly take serious note.
Beyond this controversy, Ali Shah's allegations raise a wider debate. For a proud, secular country like India, how deep-seated is the social prejudice that India's minorities still have to confront? In the past, some of India's most famous Muslim names have grabbed controversial headlines after their complaint that they could not find homes easily because of their religion. From Shabana Azmi to Imran Hashmi, this is no longer an uncommon narrative. Saif Ali Khan, the child of a Hindu-Muslim union, said nearly everyone faced it, but he was not overly bothered by it.
If you try and buy an apartment in some places in Bombay, you won't be allowed to.
But have you ever experienced that?
I think so. I can't remember. It didn't really bother me because I, got that
Because one
else.
does remember a time when Shabana Azmi, for example, did speak about that in Mumbai, and everybody said, "Oh, come on, it's not possible." And you're saying you've experienced something like that
of
as
course.
well.
Everyone's experienced it. Everybody knows. It's not a.
But even someone like
it's like
you,
saying there's corruption in India.
it's that common.
It is that common.
In a country where 20% of the population is made up of minorities, liberal Muslims especially have always argued against a siege mentality. And as this latest debate reminds us, a wider and more honest conversation about prejudice may well be in order. In New Delhi, with camera person Manoj Thakur, Kashish for NDTV.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.